So who's ready for some more bossing action? I sure am. This week it is Blastapopulos. I actually have already done all the way up to tier 4 because I forgot to hit record and made sure to do that this time. But anyways, the kind of rules, it is on Ancient Portal, which is a very interesting map. I'll kind of explain why when I get into it. If you go look at the rules, boss health has been reduced down to 45%, boss speed has been increased to 180%. If you go look at the kind of tower bands, no Dart Monkey, that's going to be pretty brutal because no Apex Boss Master. Ace is banned, so no Goliath Doomship. Heli is banned, so you can't use Apache Prime. Dartling is banned, so you cannot use MAD. Druid is banned, so you can't use Avatar of Wrath or Spirit of the Force either. If you go look at the heroes, there's not really any good options here. I just chose Oben because why not? It's pretty good early game. So yeah, I do already have a strategy just kind of going into this, but for now we're going to start with a base farm. That's pretty much all my money, so we'll just pop down to glue. But basically, tack shooters are going to be kind of the name of the game here, as tacks are pretty good against Blastapopulos, as they don't really care about the reduced range he gives because, well, tacks already have small range in the first place. As well as the fact that they can kind of ignore the rocks, since, you know, tacks don't do most of their damage, like when they're like on top of Blastapopulos. So yeah, tacks will be pretty good here. I think tier 1 and tier 2 will really just be overdrive and tacks. And so the reason why Ancient Portal is an interesting map for this boss is simply just because Blastapopulos takes this path. He spawns right here, he goes here, he ignores the portal, goes over this wall, and then of course exits down here. This kind of sucks because there's this huge wall in the way which blocks lines of sight, so it's going to be pretty tough to kind of contend with that. I think once I get this guy up to greater production, I'll get down to Oben. Round 15 is coming up pretty soon. And then I think just like Oben and base Boomerang can honestly carry me for a long time. Like minus camos, although Oben can handle all camos for a long time. Alright, let's get him down here. Especially since he has more range, and I think this is extra damage due to this tile here, so yeah, Oben's going to carry for a long time. And I will say, this week is fairly challenging in my opinion. I think the hardest thing is that there's not really a lot of farm space, so you can't really get as many BRFs as you would normally would. So of course this does put a hamper into your income. Even though HP is reduced, you definitely do feel that increased speed. I think I want to save up for traps, so I'll get it here. I think I'm going to skip out on Opolis this time around. Just for, I guess, variety's sake, and cause why not? Alright, so let's get down to favorite trades. And I think after I sell everything, I don't think it would be a bad idea to see if I can go for Opolis. Alright, so selling everything, we have 42,000. Pretty good, pretty good. I don't know if it's worth going for Tank Zone, because this guy doesn't have a ton of HP. It has been reduced down to 45%, so something like this I think would be fine. Just kind of stopping at overdrives. And then before we start, I would like to secure up my defense, so I'll get down a wizard, turn this into Wall of Fire, and then let's play. It's only 19,000. These guys can do pretty good damage. The only thing is, you know, Blastapopulos is going to be heating up quite a bit, I think. Okay, I think, yeah, he's officially out of range with some of these guys, so let me start selling a little bit, just to recoup some money that I lost. You know, if you could stop stunning everything so I could sell, that would be beautiful. Sell these guys, sell this, go there, then Elite Defender. We are kind of beating stuff pretty fast, so yeah, it's kind of my only worry is, you know, it's going to take 5 rounds, which isn't like bad, but it's not really all that good either. We have 30k after things, so let me get this guy down, sell this, grab this, that's bigger radius, and let's get marketplace, or not marketplace, but a research facility. And then I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. Last year probably could have been a bit faster if I got tank zone, but that would cost more money. Alrighty, so after filling the map with marketplaces, let me see how much we have after selling everything. 151,000. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do for this tier is going to be just kind of same as the last thing, just we're going to be adding in tank zone this time. I would also like to get Absolute Zero too, because while Absolute Zero can also cool down Can also cool the guy down. It would also just be nice to have more space for tanks. So we get tanks right here, and I'm just going to have to constantly relocate it, I think. I think we'll get super brittle like here. I also think Elim wouldn't be half bad, so I mean I could get Elim. Also, let me get this village down. And I'll get like Elim like here. The ability does like I think was like 4,500 damage per shot, which is pretty significant, so that'll come in handy. Yeah, we're shredding this already. The only thing is we're not really kind of cooling him down as much as I thought we would, is kind of the thing. Sell this, upgrade that. I'll use absolute zero ability so we can kind of cool him down a little bit more. I feel like he's heating up a little bit too much. I don't think we're going to be able to beat him with just kind of attacks. He's going to get out of range soon. But I mean, if we can get down to the last skull, that would be ideal. Yeah, so let me just start selling everything. Elim's getting stunned, so I can't really use too many abilities. Or never mind, he actually did get popped. Okay. Just barely, though. Come on, there's only like 100 so damage left, and perfect. Okay, that was a pretty good tier 2, pretty good. The only thing is I'm broke. I can just barely afford this guy. I'm not really looking too good, not feeling too great about that. But I mean, we have 18 rounds of uninterrupted farming, so I need to kind of shore up my defense because right now Dragon's Breath is not going to cut it, especially for 63 coming up. Alright, so selling everything. Yeah, like basically $500,000, so that's pretty neat. So yeah, I think that'll definitely be enough to kind of get degree 40, or maybe I could skip out and go on 20. Because I don't really want to invest too much into this guy. But I do need to invest kind of a little bit here. Actually, I haven't bought the, yeah, so buying the tier 5s reduces money a little bit more, but I mean, still a pretty decent amount. I think like degree 20 is what I'm going to be shooting for. I mean, this guy does do pretty decent damage anyways, definitely a lot more than Dart Monkey does. Now I am tempted to buy Ultra Boost just to maybe start Ultra Boosting. But I kind of can't because I'm almost out of money. Yeah, I think I might have cut down too many Boomerangs to kind of upgrade. So we'll get like this guy, Dominus. I saw a degree 29 there, which isn't bad. I think that'll do. And so now I just kind of have to wait for Blastapopulos to actually get all the way over there. So while he's doing that, taking his sweet time, I'm just gonna farm. I also realized that we actually need defense, so hold on. I do want to go for like Boats Paragon for hopefully next tier, so let me try to get down Carrier Flagship. Okay, Blastapopulos is now in range of the Boomerang, perfect. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to accept that he's just going to overheat. But anyways, Boomerang Paragon is basically done. Get out of my face, because I want to sell you. I think this guy is connected to Banana Central, so let me get him up to Ultra Boost. And then we have 17 rounds of farming. Pretty good, pretty good. I think Bullet Paragon's going to be what I get. Try to get as high a degree as possible. Although that's going to be kind of difficult. I might have to go for a higher degree Boomerang now I think about it. Because I mean, I could probably get a degree 60 plus Boomerang, which would be a lot better than, let's say, a degree 40 boat. Alright, it's a little under $1 million, but I think that's fine. Let's see here. 900,000. Yeah, that's a decent amount. Definitely do we want to shoot for degree 60. Alrighty, so going to get probably this guy up to Dominus, invest everything. Let's see. I think it's degree 60 on the money. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So I just gotta hope that this works. If this doesn't, I'm not 100% sure what I'd pivot into next. The only thing I can really do to kind of make money at this point is really just more overclocks, but again, I'm not really sure if that's worth going for. Anyways, I don't really want Blastapopulos heating up, so where are the platforms? Let me get this guy down. So a Blastapopulos doesn't heat up too much. And just to kind of help defend these rounds, we'll get rid of all this glue up front. Do want to get as many pumps as we can on these guys for degrees. And it can also help with stalling rounds too. That's another thing I probably want to do. I'll even get super glue to help out with that, just to stall rounds a little bit more. And then now it's in range of Dominus, and I think Dominus will be enough, maybe? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but it might just be down to the wire. Could start spamming down aircraft carriers, like I did here, just to get more stuff. Seems that Dominus is going to be enough, albeit just kind of barely. Blastapopulos is dangerously close to exiting. But I think this should be the run, hopefully. Just depends on how much money I make. I'm not really sure if the high degree boats and Boomerang is going to be enough. I think VTSG might be required here. The only thing is VTSG is like really expensive. Ideally I would like to get all three, but I don't think I'm going to make enough money to do so. Even though we have 13 rounds of farming, we have like $500,000. Ideally I would probably need like over $3 million, or at least somewhere around that amount, to get both of those guys. Alright, almost 1.4 million before selling. After selling, we have a grand total of probably like around 2 million. Yeah, like around 2.1. Okay, so 2.1 million is a good amount. I mean, I have two options. I could go for VTSG or I could go for boats. I think I will start with boats. What happens if I invest everything? What degree are you? I think I'll sell 70, which is pretty high. That is impressively high. So I'll play this. This may not work, but who knows, who knows. If this doesn't, I could always go for VTSG, so we're not completely screwed yet. And just kind of get some ices around to cool them down, prevent them from overheating. Not really sure what's the most efficient or the best option for kind of cooling them down, as there's not really a whole lot of towers that can kind of cool them down. It's mainly just like ice, and then of course like pop Poseidon. Okay, so this isn't gonna work, but I mean we got it down fairly well. So let me just retry from 20. Navark plus Wiz. Wiz is gonna be like degree 1, I'm pretty sure, but I mean I feel like maybe just having Wiz and boat could maybe potentially work. Who knows? How much do I want to invest? I don't know, maybe like 800,000, 900,000. It's degree 51, so I mean that's not bad. Can I at least get degree 20 wizard is the thing? I kind of doubt it, but if I can get at least degree 20, then that might work. That does mean I could also invest less money, because the jump between degree 40 and 50 isn't a whole lot too, so I could invest less money to get exactly degree 40 and then invest that into a high degree wizard. So I mean, if this doesn't work, I have options now. Okay. Does the drain beam work from this far away? I don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't. That's fine. And pretty soon, come on. Metamorphosis now. Of course, my things are stunned. Come on. So this is fairly close. I don't think this is a win, but it's not over yet. I could invest more money into Wizard to get this up to 40. If everything's at 40, I think that's good. Yeah, this is a closer attempt so far. It's 33 million off, so I mean, not really like amazing or anything. But yeah, that's actually fairly close. I think we're gonna hit the last skull before we die. So, okay. Okay, so we're switching over into post commentary just so that way I can just rant a little bit. But anyways, I restarted the run. As you can see, I have a lot more money now. I made sure to farm just a little bit harder to make sure I'm able to afford everything I needed. The boat is like degree 40 something and the wizard's like degree 50 something. And that was just barely enough to be able to beat this boss. I didn't really have a whole lot of fun with this week. I just think it's because I just don't like Blastapopulos in general. I don't think he's a very fun boss to face, and it's for kind of a few reasons. His main thing revolves around heat, but there's not really many ways to counteract said heat. Like, the best bet you have for counteracting heat is just not using towers to have fire or plasma damage or whatnot. The only tower that you can really use to counteract his heat is mainly ice, and there's also middle path Mermonkey with Poseidon, but that's really it. And so it feels a bit weird to design a mechanic that really revolves around like one specific tower. He has like the stun, which is a callback from BTD5, I feel like. I just don't really feel like he really needs it. I feel like the rocks that he throws down are more dangerous than his like stun. And it's also just kind of like copied and paste, not copied and paste, I should say. It's also kind of copied and paste from Vortex. He's kind of like a Frankenstein boss balloon. He kind of takes aspects from like, you know, certain bosses and just like kind of puts new coat of paint on it and just kind of absorbs it into him. You know, like he has like the thing that prevents selling. It's kind of like with Lich, but I mean, like with Lich, you know, selling is kind of like while Lich is alive is a calculated decision. But with here, he's just like no selling. This can be annoying at times. It's not like a huge deal breaker or anything, but I mean, it's not like a huge thing. And so I just don't really find Blastapopulos to be all that fun overall. He's definitely like my least favorite boss to kind of face overall. I probably won't be doing too many more Blastapopulos weeks, as I do enjoy myself when I do kind of face bosses, even for weeks where it's like really difficult. I do enjoy facing these bosses, but for Blastapopulos, I'm just not having really too much fun facing him. And there's also another thing is that there's not a whole lot of counterplay when it comes to Blastapopulos. Because when you kind of combined all this together, something you'll realize is that kind of the same meta towers are still meta, it's just Ninja is no longer viable now. Like, you know, Taxone Elite Defender, like all those options are still good and still work. Like, you know, Mob Limiter and whatnot, those options still work. And so it's kind of like the same boss, but you know, it's just maybe like a couple of towers just aren't that good. You still have tons more options to be able to use. I think going forward, Ninja QE is probably going to have a lot more Blastapopulos weeks where global range options are banned. Because if global range options aren't banned, you can kind of cheese Blastapopulos, like really. Like having Goliath Doomship for Blastapopulos week pretty much trivializes it, in my opinion. So yeah, that's just like my opinion of Blastapopulos. I don't think he's very fun. There's not a whole lot of counterplay. He doesn't really do anything kind of unique that other bosses don't. He has a heat mechanic, which is unique, but you can't really do much with it because your only option there is the Ice Monkey.